In my last video I used the drill press to make this dowel joint, and I used lost head nails to make the marks where to drill the dowel holes. In this video, besides using lost head nails, I will also use dowel center points. I have cut the small head of some lost head nails, so they have the tip in one end and I cut the other end. So I have the nails and I also have this thin drill bit. I put the drill bit in the drill press chuck. Because it is a very thin drill bit, I must be very careful to center it, because it can be easily beaten between two jaws in one side of the chuck. I make sure I can drill to the depth I need, and I move my workpiece together with the fence until the bit is more or less in the center of the edge of the workpiece. There it is okay. So I clamp the fence. And I drill 3 holes that must be shorter than the nails. Like this I have 3 perfectly aligned holes. I insert the nails upside down in the holes, and I hammer them until the tip only protrudes a couple of millimeters. And now, with both pieces on the table, I mark where to drill in the head of the other piece. I must press all the nails, otherwise some nail won't make the mark. So carefully I put the tip of the nails against the marks, and I press once again, making sure I make the third mark. And now I have all 3 marks I need. I remove the nails. And I drill the dowel holes in the drill press table. I must put the same face of the workpiece against the fence. I didn't move anything in the drill press table. I only have changed the drill bit. And I drill in the marks. And now I use the drill press vertical table to drill the dowel holes in the head in the other piece. Carefully I set the position to drill the first hole. And I drill it. Because all 3 marks are aligned, I just need to slide the table until the next mark is under the bit. I don't need to move the table to the sides. But now, because this piece is too long, it bumps there when I move the table to drill the third hole. So I have to turn the piece. And because the marks are not perfectly centered in the head of the strip, it is not enough to slide the table. In this case, I also have to move the table to one side. I set the position, I clamp the table, and I tighten the wing nuts, and I drill. I insert the dowels in the holes and I join both pieces. And it happens that the surface of one piece is above the other, here and here. This joint is twisted, and after the nice joint I get in my last video, this was absolutely unexpected. Later in this video I will repeat this procedure, making some change to get a better joint. But now I will try using dowel center points. First, I drill 3 holes in the edge in this workpiece. Because I use a clamp to keep the fence fixed, all 3 holes are perfectly aligned. I put the dowel center points in the holes. And now, with both pieces on the work table, I make the marks in the head in the other piece. This time I made sure I make all 3 marks straight away. Now the same I did to make the first joint, I used the vertical drill press table to drill the dowel holes in the head of this piece. I use a pencil to paint the marks so it is easier to see them. And once again, my workpiece is so long that it bumps there, so I have to turn it. And once again, despite all the marks are aligned, it is not enough to slide the table, so I have to loosen that clamp to move the table to the sides. The drill press depth stop bumps there against the spring clamp, but I can move it. Finally, I can insert the dowels. And I join both pieces. And in this case, the face of both pieces are not flush. One is above the other. After thinking about it for a while, I think part of the problem I had is that it is not easy to mark and to see the marks in the head of the strips. And it is also difficult to set the vertical table with precision to drill in the marks. So now I will drill first with the vertical table. I have the thin drill bit in the chuck, and I will drill 3 holes in the head of this strip. Actually, I don't mind where I drill them. I just eyeball to center them in the head of the strip. Like this, once I tighten the clamp, I don't need to loosen it again, because I don't need to move the table to the sides. Not even when I turn the strip. I just slide it forwards and backwards. Now I insert the nails in the holes. And with both pieces on the table, I make the marks in the edge in the other piece. I remove the nails, and I will drill the dowel holes in the head of this piece. I have the drill bit in the chuck, but the tip is below the top of the table. But I don't want to move the table to the sides. I just want to slide it forwards or backwards. I didn't move the vertical table since I used it to drill with the thin drill bit, so I don't want to move the clamp. I put my workpiece there, and first I will drill in the last hole I made with the thin drill bit. Like this I don't have to move anything. If I put there my workpiece, the spring clamp is almost vertical, so that bumps into the spring clamp. I could remove that, but I think it is better if I get rid of the spring clamp and I use a metallic clamp. I make sure the workpiece is still against that strip and I drill. I turn the strip and I drill. Now I slide the table forwards until I can drill the third hole. And I drill it. Now I will use the drill press horizontal table, but this time there is no clamp to fix the fence, so I can move both the workpiece and the fence together to drill in the marks. With this table it is much easier to set the drilling position, and I can see the marks without any problem, so I think I can drill faster and with more precision. I insert the dowels. And this time I get a better joint. It looks like it is better to drill first the holes in the head of the strip. Then I mark where to drill in the edge in the other piece, and I drill it in the horizontal table. Now I will try again the dowel center points. Let's suppose I already made these holes in the vertical drill press table. I put the dowel center points in the holes. And I make the marks in the edge in the other piece. So there I have all three marks. I don't have any clamp in the end of the fence. I put my workpiece there. I set the drilling position. And I drill. Like this it is much faster and easier. I insert the dowels. And I join both pieces. And now I get a nice joint. So it looks like the best option is to drill first in the head of one strip, and then I mark and I drill in the edge of the other workpiece. Like this I can work faster and with more precision. And if I use the dowel center point, I can work even faster, because I can drill directly the dowel holes in the head of the first strip. So it looks like the best option is to drill first in the head of one strip,